Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our subject is contemporary issues and trends in education. Its code is 381 and lecture number 15. Today our topic is impact of population growth on national development. The outlines of lectures are population growth, population situation in Pakistan, and then we will study about effect of population growth on national development. First of all, what is meant by population growth? Population growth is the increase in the number of individuals in a population. Global human population growth amounts to around 83 million annually, means 1.1% per year. The global population has grown from 1 billion in 1800 to 7.774 billion in 2020. The term population growth refers to how the number of individuals in population increases with time. Why is population growth important? Because as a human, population growth, human demands for resources like water, land, trees and energy also grow. Population growth has relatively easy and inexpensive solutions, and because population impacts every environmental challenge, it is an essential element to achieve sustainability. The growth is controlled by the rate at which new individuals are added to the population, the birth rate, and the rate at which individuals leave the population, means the death rate. Is population growth good or bad? Time magazine Stephen Gandel says low population growth will help the country by raising wages and reducing government spending on the needy. For the economy, a slower increase in the population raises concerns about the American competitiveness, but it could actually be a good thing. Now, what is meant by population growth? Population growth, there are three things that affect population size of the world. And what are those things? The first one is birth rate, means the number of live babies born per thousand of the population per year. Then death rate, the number of deaths per thousand of the population per year. And migration. Then further, when the birth rate is higher than the death rate, more people are being born than are dying, so the population grows. This is called natural increase. When the death rate is higher than the birth rate, it is called the natural disease. Now, what is population situation in Pakistan? Population in Pakistan is expected to reach 220.86 million by the end of 2020. According to Trading Economics Global Macro Models and Analyst expectations, in the long term, the Pakistan population is projected to trend around 225.18 million in 2021. And then 229.50 million in 2022. So, according to our econometric models, so what is population of Pakistan in 2020? In 2020 means the total population from 2014 to 2024. This is in million inhabitants. Like in 220, the inhabitants in millions are approximate 208.57 million. So, according to the Economy Survey of Pakistan in 2010 to 11, the total population of Pakistan was 177.1 million against the 173.5 million the last year. But now in 2020, now 208.57 million inhabitants are in Pakistan. Population growth rate is 2.1% and in the list of most populous countries. Pakistan is at the 6th number of the world. What is the biggest problem in Pakistan? When population is growing, so the biggest problem is air pollution. Air pollution is a growing environmental problem in the most major cities of Pakistan. According to the World Bank report, Karachi's urban air pollution is among the most severe in the world, and it engenders significant damages to the human health and the economy. Now there are some effects of population growth on national development. The first one is low per capita income. But before going to low per capita income, I would explain that what is the effect of population growth on economic development. Rapid growth of population directly affects per capita income in an economy. Up to the income optimizing level, the growth of population increases per capita income, but beyond that it is necessary lower the same. And how does population affect development? The effect of population growth can be positive or negative depending on the circumstances. A large population has the potential to be greater for economic development, but limited resources and the larger population puts pressures on the resources that do exist. So different countries have different natural resources. So first of all, low per capita income. What does it mean? Low per income capita. What is low per income low per capita income? So this is a definition that in economic development by the World Bank, that low income developing countries in 1985 were defined as those were with per capita income below $400. Middle income developing countries were defined as those with per capita income between $400 and $4,000. So what is an example of per capita? Per capita measures reflect the relative state of the country's population. For example, China is now the second largest economy with GDP of $16.6 trillion in 2017, around 40% lower than the United States. However, China has far more people than the United States, and so per capita GDP for the China was just $16,600. The population growth reduces per capita income of the people because national income is divided by the big size of population. Per capita income of Pakistan is $1,254 during 2010-11. Why do countries have low GDP per capita? Because GDP per capita is simply GDP divided by the population. It is measure of income as if it were divided equally among the population. In reality, there can be a large differences in the income of people within a country. So even in a country with a relatively low GDP, some people will be better off than others. Unemployment or underemployment and disguised employment. What is underemployment and unemployment? There is a difference between being unemployed and underemployed. Unemployed means you don't have a job, while underemployment means the job you have is inadequate. Sometimes it is used when taking about people who are working in a lower capacity than one in which they are qualified. So what is meaning of underemployment? Underemployment is the measure of employment and labor utilization in the economy that looks at how well the labor force is being utilized in terms of skills, experience and availability to work. It refers to the situation in which individuals are forced to work in low paying or low skill jobs. It is impossible to provide jobs to such highly growing population in Pakistan. It results in unemployment, underemployment and disguised unemployment. So rate of unemployment in Pakistan is 5.6%. Disguised unemployment is a kind of unemployment in which there are people who are visible employed but are actually unemployed. This situation is also known as hidden unemployment. In such a situation, more people are engaged in work than required. When more than required number of people are engaged in productive activities, it is called underemployment. So, in this case, work done by the person is hidden, and even if a person is removed from employment, the production will remain the same. Therefore, underdevelopment is also known as disguised unemployment. Then we come to the low growth of agriculture sector. How can the agriculture sector be improved? There are some 5 key measures to improve farming productivity, like smart water management, using of drop by drop or sprinkle irrigation system. You can increase crop yield up to 50%. Variety selection, improved heat tolerant varieties allow the plant to maintain yields at higher temperatures. And conservation tillage, nitrogen, farm management software. So, this is very fast growing rate of population is a pressure on land. It caused to use of agricultural products at domestic level, increase in the landless workers and shortage of food. Growth rates of agriculture sector is 1.2%. Then we come to the low saving and low investment. What is low saving? A low saving ratio means that consumer spending may be too high and there may be insufficient funds for investment. In the short run, a low saving will increase standards of living, but in the long run, a low saving ratio will mean that fewer funds are available for investment and economic growth may suffer. The rapidly increasing population increases the expenditure of government. It reduces the saving and investment. Low level of saving and investment means economic backwardness. Then high rate of inflation. What does it mean? In the United States, a healthy inflation rate is between 1% and 5%. If it is higher than 5%, wages can't keep up. In other countries where inflation may be the norm, high might be as much as 30% per annum. The worldwide average is 2% for developed nation and 5% for emerging markets. So, there are some common effects of inflation, like erodes purchasing power, encourages spending, investing, causes more inflation, raises the cost of borrowing, lower the cost of borrowing, reduces unemployment, increase growth, and reduces employment or growth. So, there is a more demand for goods due to more population. More demands results in more prices and inflation in the country. Rate of inflation is 14.1% in Pakistan. Then we come to the pollution. What are the different types of pollution? Based on the negative impacts, the 7 major types of pollutions are listed, like air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, light pollution, noise pollution, and radioactive pollution, and environmental pollution. So, there is not any effective system to control the pollution. Capitalists install industries with $1 billion of resources, but do not install treatment plants of million rupees. So, pollution is the introduction of harmful materials into the environment. These harmful materials are called pollutants. Pollutants can be natural, such as volcanic ash. They can also be created by human activities, such as trash or runoff produced by the factories, and pollutants damage the quality of air, water, and land. The rapid growth of population creates pollution, unplanned colonies, and environmental problems. Now, there are some backward social infrastructures, like rapidly growing population creates economic and social problems such as housing, education, health, transport, water. Now there are some vicious circle of poverty. A vicious circle, also known as a vicious circle, is vicious cycle. Vicious cycle is also vicious circle because this is when a chain of negative events reinforce themselves. The situation spirals in a downward loop, becoming increasingly worse with time. If the underdeveloped countries adopt the following policies, they can remove the obstacle and can break the vicious circle of poverty, like proper use of natural sources, self-reliance policy, encouragement of private sector, increase in saving, increase in exports, and reduction in imports. Very high rate of population growth lowers the per capita income, which caused in low saving and low investment, that results in low rate of capital formation. All this forms the vicious circles of poverty. Then, what is meant by low living standards? Low living standard means that this is an example of low standard of living is a poor person who does not have enough food or water. From my experience spending years in developing countries, what I think the real causes for low living standards are primarily these. Government corruption means public funds that could be used for social development are funneled off and private pockets of the filthy rich. There are some factors that affect standard of living, like household income, general health of population, life expectancy of the members of population, availability and quality of housing, level of crime, access to health care, access to education, access to social services. Rising population can't be provided the basic facilities of life in developing countries like Pakistan. So rising population means low living standards. About 21% population is living below poverty line. Now we shall see that what is increase in dependence ratio. Rapid rise in population growth increases the dependency ratio of the unemployed population to employed population. Labor force is 54.92 million of the population in Pakistan, and remaining population is depending upon them. A high dependency ratio means those of working age and the overall economy face a greater burden in supporting the aging population. The youth dependency ratio include those only under 15, and elderly dependency ratio focuses on those over 64. So the dependency ratio is the measure of the number of dependents aged 0 to 14 and over the age of 65 compared with the total population aged 15 to 64. Pakistan rapid population growth is one of the main impediments in the way of government efforts for achieving the overall national development goals and sustained socio-economic growth. As Pakistan population growth rate chart is that from 2000, this is data from 2000 to 250. Now you can see that how the population growth is increasing, and now until 2050 its growth rate will be 3.66. Now, what are the measures to control population growth? There are some measures like we can control the birth rate, we can do emphasis on late marriages, then high literacy rate, then women employment, the family planning, increase in employment. So these are some measures that we can take for controlling population growth. Control the birth rate. Barriers method, for example, includes male and females condoms as well as the diaphragms, cervical cap, and contraceptive sponge. The high birth rate is 2.1% should be discouraged to reduce the population size. Effective and successful family planning should be introduced. And the concept of late marriages means marriages should take place in the late age to control the rapidly rising population. It will be helpful to control the over. Then high literacy rate. Government should provide the more educational facilities to the backward population. This will provide the true picture of the economy, resources and population growth. Then women employment means only 29% women take an active part in the economic activities in Pakistan, and they live full time at home and have no opportunity cost to have a baby. And family planning, this is another way to control population, like government should introduce the family planning to the population to control the high growth rate of population. And increase in employment, more employment opportunities must be provided to the young, talented, trained and educated population. It will be helpful to decrease the fast birth rate. And we can conclude that high growth rate of population creates unfavorable effects on the economic development in the developing countries like Pakistan. And high rate of population growth in Pakistan means poverty, literacy and low living standards, absence of prosperity and vicious circle of poverty. So this was all about this lecture. Thank you very much for being with me. Stay blessed. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.